Here's today's In Touch devotion.
Today's scripture reading begins in verse 1 of 1 Kings chapter 11. Now King Solomon loved many foreign women, along with the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, and Hittite women, from the nations concerning which the Lord had said to the sons of Israel, "You shall not associate with them, nor shall they associate with you, for they will surely turn your heart away after their gods." Solomon held fast to these in love. He had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned his heart away. For when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart away after other gods, and his heart was not wholly devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David his father had been. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after Milcom, the detestable idol of the Ammonites. Solomon did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did not follow the Lord fully, as David his father had done. Then Solomon built a high place for Chemosh, the detestable idol of Moab, on the mountain which is east of Jerusalem, and for Molech, the detestable idol of the sons of Ammon. Thus also he did for all his foreign wives, who burned incense and sacrificed to their gods. Now the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he did not observe what the Lord had commanded. So the Lord said to Solomon, "Because you have done this, and you have not kept my covenant and my statutes which I have commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom from you, and will give it to your servant."
We all think there are certain things we'd never do. I'd never cheat on my spouse. I'd never steal from an employer. I'd never betray a friend, etc. While uttering these words, we're confident that we'd live up to them. What we often don't realize is that the journey from "I'd never" to "I did" is made up of small steps, each one a compromise. A young, spiritually fervent Solomon might have said, "I'd never be a lust-driven slave to false gods." Yet he ended his life with a multitude of wives and lovers who demanded his allegiance to their deities. Neglecting the laws and principles of the true God cost him dearly. Solomon knew the warnings God gave to ancient Israel against marrying foreigners. "They will turn your sons away from following God to serve other gods. Then the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you," as we see in Deuteronomy 7, verse 4. But the political advantages of an alliance with Egypt convinced him to compromise those high standards. The fact that God didn't instantly react to Solomon's rebellion may have made rationalizing the next marriage even easier. After all, a nation was more secure if its king's harem included daughters of potential enemies. But just as God foretold, Solomon's 1,000-strong harem lured his heart away. God's commands are meant to protect those of us who are believers from sin and heartache. Compromise can look tempting and even advantageous, but taking one step off the high road makes the next step even easier.